everyone, Tim Schofield here. And if you remember last year, Asus continued their Zenfone lineup with the Zenfone 10, which as you can tell is a smaller phone, but still with flagship specs. Now they're continuing the Zenfone lineup this year with an 11 Ultra, which is a larger sized phone. With that being said, it does have flagship specs. You've got the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor from Qualcomm. You've got a triple camera setup. You can go up to 120 Hz AMOLED display, even 144 Hz when you're playing games. On top of that, Asus is adding some AI features to their phone. So anyways, we are going to take a quick look what comes in the box of the Zenfone 11 Ultra. Then of course, get some hands-on with this new flagship from Asus. Let's get started. Here it is, the Asus Zenfone 11 Ultra. They actually sent me a dummy phone to check out a different color. I'm really happy they do that so that you can take a look at a couple different options. Anyways, first things first, let's see what we get here. You've got a SIM ejection tool, plus it looks like a case. Yes, a pretty minimal case. You'll see a lot of openings on the side, but it does protect the corners overall and keeps that design that they do have on the back. You'll see that in a second. Next, we have our device that we're gonna set to the side for just a second, continue through. And the last thing in there was just a USB Type-C to Type-C cable. On to what you came to see, the Zenfone 11 Ultra from Asus. Taking off our packaging. Here is a first look at the back. This is the skyline blue color, and they did send another color like I mentioned, and here it is. It looks the exact same, right? This is just a dummy phone though. It's not gonna turn on the buttons, don't even press. But again, it's nice that Asus sends these so you can take a look and compare so you can decide which one you like. Just based on different videos and pictures, etc. This is the desert sand color. You know, maybe a Dune 2 collaboration with Asus coming soon. Just kidding. I saw that last night. That's why it's on my mind. Anyways, let's continue through. I'm going to boot up our Zenfone 11 Ultra for the first time, and we're going to take a closer look at the hardware of this phone. So down at the bottom, something really different. A couple things very different, actually. First of all, a microphone and a USB Type-C port that isn't in the center. It's been a long time since I haven't seen a charging port in the bottom center of a phone. A SIM card slot, a mic or a speaker right there, but I don't even know what that is anymore, right? I'm just kidding. That's obviously a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, but one of the only phones nowadays, especially a flagship phone that has this. Moving along to the right side here, we have flat sides to the phone, plus a power button, volume rockers. Make note of that camera bump moving along up towards the top. Just a microphone. And along the left side here, nothing. And then flipping it over, there's a look at that. I really like this blue, actually. It's a really clean blue color, skyline blue, with some accents there. I don't even see any brand. Oh, there's the branding. I knew there was some. Usually it's at the bottom, so they're really mixing this phone up. So Asus Zenfone there, and our triple camera system. You've got a 50 megapixel main wide angle lens. You have a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle lens and a 32 megapixel telephoto lens that will zoom up to 3 times optically. Anyways, I'm going to run through the setup process, talk about anything that's noteworthy. You do have the option for face unlock or fingerprint scanner. So we are going to set our finger down. That it is an in-display fingerprint. Vibration wise, it feels pretty solid overall. I wouldn't say the best of the best, but also it's pretty much what you'd expect out of a flagship phone. Continuing through, I do like the placement. It's a little bit higher up. Some are a little bit too low, in my opinion. Anyways, you can add more if you'd like to. They bring up something called Smart Key, where you can control this button here with a long press or tap twice gesture. A little interesting. That's kind of always been a thing, but I think you can customize it a little bit more. System preferences, settings that are Asus optimized or stock Android. So we're going to go into more and sort of see the difference. So volume panel has a little bit of a different look, going down. And oh, it's nice you can customize them on a per custom basis, so to speak. Volume, incoming call display, a little bit different. Full screen, I actually prefer heads-up notification. I don't need a full screen necessarily when the phone's unlocked. Clock appearance on the lock screen, large or small clock, and our quick settings panel is different. Asus optimized. and then the power menu. So a lot of different things that you can go through, and Asus says, hey, we've optimized them, but you can choose the stock Android way if that's what you'd like. And here is a look at that 6.78-inch 1080p AMOLED display. There is a peak brightness of 250 nits, which is very bright, should be great outside, plus a 120 hertz refresh rate, 1 to 120 hertz depending on what's shown. Let's see, it's definitely enabled out of the box, I can tell by looking. Plus, like I mentioned, in some games, you can crank the refresh rate up to 144 hertz, depending on the games. So obviously you need to get 144 frames out of the game for that to really matter. Anyways, refresh rate auto, you can force 120 hertz, you can force 60 hertz. It's up to you. I generally prefer auto just so it will save a little bit more battery life. By the way, I'd like to go back into those display settings because there were a lot more than I'm used to seeing. First of all, you can change the color temperature, the screen coloring as well to your liking. Scrolling down, just a lot of them. Animation speed, the different quick settings, all of those different styles that we set up in the beginning of the video, plus your always on panel and your new notifications if you want to wake the screen. I do also want to point out with 1080p resolution plus a 5500 milliamp hour battery, I would expect battery life to be very good on this phone. There's 15 watts of wireless charging plus 65 watts of their hypercharge technology. Now, I want to test out that in-display fingerprint scanner. Just setting our finger down. Oops, I missed it there. Don't think that was the phone. You don't have to turn the display on. It recognize it with the display on. Setting it down unlocks right away. It's very quick and accurate. Going into the camera app for the first time, I'd like to just take some very, very quick pictures just to test that shutter speed. Seems to be very quick and accurate. Let's bring that phone in. All right, autofocus was solid there. Now 0.7x with that ultra wide angle lens, plus we can bring in 2x. Again, that is optical up to 3x. So this is optical zoom, a little bit further away. So there is a specific distance focal length that this lens has. And if you're curious, 30x is the most zoom that you can do. In regards to video, you can shoot 8K 24 frames per second or 4K 60 frames per second. There's a cool light trail mode where they have different presets like traffic or light graffiti, waterfalls even, flow of people, fireworks. So depending on what you're looking at, you'd like a different trail of some sort of light, you can really customize it. And then going into all of the modes, you have Pro, Night, and Pro Video. Pro is where you can customize aperture, shutter speed, all that good stuff. And in regards to some of the AI features, you have portrait video mode, smart search for photos, just smart search within apps and searching within settings. You even have an AI wallpaper option here where you can go to abstract, texture, cityscape, nature, space, sci-fi, amaze me. So let's go to, how about cityscape? Hit next, background tone. So background here, if we wanted to cityscape it, let's do sunset, the tone. How about, a little more warm inspiration with Asus monogram, geometry, grid, light beam, pixelated square future, heaven and earth. Let's do Asus monogram because it's an Asus phone. So generate, we've got to download the AI kit. One sec. While it downloads, there's a quick look at that case on top of the phone. Great cutouts overall. The top is fully covered, and then the bottom has an opening for everything, including that headphone jack. They had to kind of put a slanted cutout there for that microphone along the left side. I'm surprised they didn't just cover it, honestly, and then the right side here is open for the buttons. Okay, we're done with the download, and it's just going to generate right away. So that was, I think, 3 gigs of a download for, I think, multiple AI services, including their call translation and other services, like their AI transcript, their noise cancellation, and obviously their wallpaper. Oh, so it includes the logo. So that's pretty cool. You can regenerate, restart, or hit done. Let's try one more. AI wallpaper with abstract. Tone is going to be a little more blue. Inspiration. Let's try this one right here. Geometry A. So generate that. I believe this is all on device. If we hit done there. There we go. There's our new one. Let's hit apply and go back home. And right away, just AI generated depending on your specific style, what you like. Obviously, you can add that to the lock screen if you'd like to. I didn't choose that. Going into the dialer, you can turn on AI noise cancellation to enhance voice calls with environmental noise. There's also a new AI transcript feature within their recorder app. So I just recorded something, and let's see if I go to transcript and I hit pause. And let's see, that is exactly everything that I said. So it will transcribe it. That was really quick, how quickly it transcribed it. Obviously, it's only one sentence. You can also generate a summary of whatever's transcribed if that is necessary. Anyways, that is it from me on the new Asus Zenfone 11 Ultra. Drop a comment, let me know what you think, if there's a color you like more, and what you think about this phone in general if you're picking one up. I will be sure to link to everything down in the description of the video below. But as always, thanks for watching. Also, be sure to subscribe down below.